Hello everyone, this is Lori from Grammy's Keepsakes, and here I am in part 3 of my Artzology August Design Team project. And to refresh our memory, I'm using these collage sheets, number 255, beautiful autumn colors, and even more labels, and they come in 3 different colors. They're number 249 in Artzology's Etsy shop. The sepia, the reddish, and the blue. And put those aside. And before, what I've done is I go ahead and I print them 5 by 7 so that I get a smaller size. And then I printed them on rice paper because we're going to do this decoupaging. And what I've done here is I printed my labels the 5 by 7 size, and then I printed the collage sheet over the labels, so I have decorated labels to use in our project. And I've used some already. I've been having some fun, and I thought, oh, I better turn on the camera so you can see what I'm doing. I just love the effect that the labels get with the random collaging on them. Just gives it a whole new look and a whole new purpose. They're beautiful. Just love those colors. So here's 2 finished ones that I made, and they're just large greeting card envelopes. You can use any size. These are almost 5 3/4, and I've already cut the ends off, so they're about 8.5 wide. And I cut the ends off because we can take our journaling paper cards, and these happen to be postcards that I printed from Graphics Fairy and then coffee dyed, and they can go right in because I'm going to put these in the signature. And so here's the front of this one and the back, and the front of this one and the back. So I've just kind of stamped and collaged and stenciled. I used some tattered angels and some copper gilding wax. And here's one that is drying. And this one I put a little bit of drywall patch tape on it to see how that would work. The Mod Podge isn't quite dry on this. And when it is, then I'll cut it off and then put the gilding wax on it. So I'm going to set that aside. And I have an envelope prepared already, and I've used tattered angels. Let me grab those. The glimmer mist. And this one is blue gingham. I got them at Tuesday morning. And this one is penny. So these are the 2 that I used. They're so pretty. I just love them. So put those away. and put my done ones away. And then I've done some random stamping with this Prima stamp. And I just used VersaFine ink and just stamped around. And I glued the flap shut because I'm cutting the edges off. Okay, let's get started. I've got some bits and pieces. And I've been kind of playing back and forth. I've been doing some Mod Podge and then put them down and then Mod Podge again. And then some of them I've been glue sticking with the Oohoo and then Mod Podging over the top. And how do you do it? What works best for you? Write a comment below and let me know what your process is. And why do you like it? Why is your process better for you? Because I'm new at this particular kind of thing, so I'm playing around and just having some fun, and I'm open to all of your ideas and suggestions. Now, isn't that label pretty with the fern through it? I think that's gorgeous. And up here it says extra postage required. Let's go ahead and give it some postage. I have an old stamp and I'm going to use some StazOn ink in Timber Brown. I find that the StazOn is not going to move around or get smudged. And we'll stamp that right up in the corner. So we've got our extra postage. So we are good to go. Let's have some fun. I love this. Let's let that be our address. Just glue it on. And I'm going to use this large here, the Grand Orchestra. That's going to be my return address. Now let's get a little bit of color down here on the bottom. And then let's go ahead and put some on the back. And I'm just going to stick this great big piece right on there. I have lots of layers of goodness. And I'm making 2 journals, and I would like to have 4 envelopes between them is what I'm thinking about. So let's go ahead and give it some more postage. We're going to have 2 front sides. And glue some more in the little corner. And a little piece ripped off. I'm just having some fun. There's no rhyme or reason. Got to remember to try to stay in the frame. That's my downfall. There, that symphony is going to be my address on my little envelope. And let's grab a label so we have some fun color down here. Just use that corner one with the tree. Okay, get that stuck. And let's put that in that corner, that pretty fern. And it does have the word even from my label, the title of the labels, but that's okay. It works just fine. We're going with it. Now let's go ahead and do some stamping. Put the glue stick away. And I'm just going to use this old rubber stamp, Great Impressions. I got it at the Salvation Army thrift store, so I have no idea its age, but the price was definitely right. Let me use the brown Stays On. And I'm going to stamp over the top of that even. and get some second generation stamps. My poor craft mat, it gets so loved. And that stays on. If you don't clean it off right away, it gets a little on the permanent side. Let's stamp some on the back. And then let's go ahead and do some stenciling. I'm going to use Vintage Photo Distress ink and a little makeup brush. And I'm just going to use some of this word text and just randomly hit some of the little letters, words. That's the fun of this. There's never any mistakes. And of course I'm using Distress ink, and then I'm going over it with the Mod Podge, so that might become a little smeary. But we'll see, because I'm just having some fun. Let's go ahead, and I'm using matte. And I tend to want to dip the brush in too deeply. So I try to hold the handle at a level that if I get it more, I'll get my fingers in it. So that's kind of like my stop. Sometimes it doesn't work. And then when this is dry, I can flip it over and Mod Podge on the other side. But I want it to dry first. Hopefully I hit all of it. I notice that when I put the Mod Podge on first, when I'm doing my decoupaging, I put it over more than I need it, and so I get rid of some of that metallic from the Tattered Angels. And I want that little shimmer from the spray, And so how I'm controlling it is by doing it afterwards. If you've got a better idea, let me know for sure. Because we have to Mod Podge this side yet. But let's go ahead and put some of this gilding wax on this one. So you can see how I did that, because this one is pretty much dry now. And this is a copper color by myartc.com. And I think I got this at Michael's. Oh, I got a little bit over the edge there. I'm just going to give that a little trim. Without cutting the envelope. That's the trick. Yeah. And so I just put my finger in it, not too much, and just kind of rub it on the side in kind of a downward motion so that it sticks. And I try to make it a little on the sloppy side. And on the sides I'm going to cut them off, so I try to go in a little bit more. So let's flip it over and check out this side. And it's fun to hit it inside with the, where there's any imperfections or wrinkles or just random areas, to give it a little bit of that sheen. And the last side. And I'm just going to hit some of the inside parts, see if I can grab some edges with it. And on this side with that grid, that might be kind of fun to hit some of that. Burnish it in a little bit. Boy, I really got it that time. The edge of the envelope. And I'm going to go ahead and cut off the two sides. Oh, I did cut. Did I? Nope, I didn't. Okay, let me go ahead and cut off the two sides. So now I've got my opening. It's actually a little tunnel. And then I'll fold it in half in my signature. But I want to check my edges to make sure that if I need any more of of this. It just adds that little bit of finishing touch. Now, where's my complete ones? Here, let's go ahead and hit that open edge again. And this one. Get some nice color in there. Burnish it a little bit. This is one that I did the Mod Podge first, laid down the napkin, and then Mod Podged again. So you see the extra sheen on here, and here is where I have more of my metallic spray, and this kind of covered up. I've got the color of the metallic, but I don't have the actual sheen from it. And so that's why I was experimenting with this one, with the gluing them down and then Mod Podging. So I get more of the little metallic spray. But yes, please share your ideas, your techniques with me, because I'm eager to try them all. Okay, and let's see how, yeah, it's drying really nice. Let me close up that wax. And let's go ahead and Mod Podge this side. And my brush has been in the water, so let me wipe that off. Get most of it off of there. Okay, and find my level again with my fingers. Okay. Still have to cut off the edges of this one. And if there's any more stenciling or stamping I want to do, and then gild the edges, and then I'll have another one all ready to go. But I want my Mod Podge dry before I get too messy. Close that up. So here's the one that we made today. I just love it. I think they're so pretty. I want to thank you for watching. Have a great day.